My beloved child, before you scroll past, listen. This isn't just another video. This is a divine interruption. If your heart feels heavy, if you've been carrying battles no one sees, then what you're about to hear is not a coincidence. There is a moment in this message, one that could lift the weight you've been silently carrying. Don't miss it. Stay until the very end, because the breakthrough you've been praying for might be waiting in the next few minutes. You're here for a reason. Watch, receive, be renewed. But I, the one who has walked beside you since the beginning and knows the end of your days, have seen clearly. Ahead of you lies a decisive moment, an appointed season that will test your faith, your endurance, and the awareness I have been nurturing within you through many seasons. This is not merely a passing storm, but a spiritual battle, one that has the power to shake the very foundation of what you have believed in, to make you question yourself, and to rattle your trust in my protection. That is precisely why I have come closer than ever before, close enough for you to feel the warmth of my presence. I have come to speak to you in a way that is unmistakably clear, so that nothing remains in shadows or ambiguity. I have come because you need a defender, a protector, a faithful companion. I do not come as a silent observer. I come as a mighty warrior, ready to take my place on the front lines of the battlefield you are about to face. I have come to shield you from rash decisions, from easy choices that do not endure, from open doors that appear promising but lead only into shadowy paths. I will be your shield against the wrong turns, the impulsive steps, and the choices rooted in fear or immaturity. I will guide you away from those who are not sincere, those who carry hidden selfishness and false intentions, quietly approaching with hearts that do not wish you well. I know their true nature. I see through every smile that conceals deception, every charming word that hides a snare, and I will not allow them to harm you. I will not let them stain the pure heart I so dearly love and treasure. My beloved, feel the weight and depth of this moment. Do not let your soul brush this off as a coincidence or a casual word. No, this is the moment I have specifically chosen to meet you in a way that is intimate and divine. This very moment will shape your path and destiny in the days to come. Let my words sink deep into your spirit, deep into every breath, every thought, for they will become the foundation upon which you will stand firm when the storms rise ahead. Stay with me, dear one. Do not turn away in haste, and do not let your restlessness carry you away from this sacred moment. I am preparing a gift just for you, a gift wrapped carefully in profound spiritual understanding and clear revelation, a gift that only your heart is able to fully receive. I have prepared it with intention, and now I bring it and place it into your hands. A priceless treasure that you will carry with you always. This gift is not mere knowledge. It is not a fleeting insight. It is a light from above, a supernatural illumination, the deepest revelation of the true meaning of your life. You will no longer walk as one groping in the dark, no longer taking uncertain steps in a fog of confusion. Instead, the eyes of your spirit will open radiantly, unmistakably, and you will clearly see the paths before you, every decision you must make, and every step you are destined to take in the days ahead. Above all else, you will come to understand that everything I do flows from my boundless love and absolute power poured out for you. Never again will you feel alone. Never again will you feel lost in this world full of trials, because you will know with unwavering certainty that I am here, that I have never abandoned you, that I go before you to make a way. I stand behind you to protect you, and I walk beside you to encourage and uplift you. My beloved child, I know well that within your heart there are many things striving to pull you away from this sacred moment. I understand how easily your mind becomes distracted by the countless voices that surround you, The noise of the world is relentless. It urges you to do this and chase after that, to pursue fleeting promises, to seek something to fill the unending emptiness within. Yet in the end, all of it turns to dust when you come face to face with the truth. No matter how hard you try, your heart remains restless, yearning for something deeper, something sacred. This is the moment when you must pause, not superficially, not just for a fleeting second, but truly and sincerely stop to listen with your whole being to the voice I am speaking into your soul. This moment is not a passing instant. It is the divine turning point at which you are meant to receive the most important lesson of your spiritual journey, a lesson that will define the path ahead and mark the invitation into true rest in me. So many before you have stood where you are standing now. They too once heard my voice calling out with tenderness and urgency. They too saw my hand extended, ready to draw them back into the safety of my presence. But they lacked the patience to listen all the way through. They turned away in haste, believing that something more dazzling, more promising, more fulfilling lay ahead. And because of that haste, they took upon themselves burdens of sorrow they were never meant to carry. They faced crushing disappointment when they realized that what they had left behind was the very thing their soul had longed for, the only thing that could have saved them. Remember the story of King Solomon, to whom I granted wisdom greater than anyone else on earth. In Proverbs 2:1-5, he wrote these words, "My son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding, indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God." It is precisely that persistence, that patience, that wholehearted willingness to listen that I long to see in you at this very hour. If you choose to stay near me until the end, if you decide to listen with every fiber of your attention, then I, the Lord your God, will incline my ear to the deepest groanings of your heart. I will know you fully, and you will come to know me in a way more profound and complete than ever before. I do not only see the hurriedness in your life, I see the weariness within you. I see the wounds that have not yet healed, the disappointments layered over the years, and the silent tears that fall in the darkness when no one else is watching. I know every bit of it. And it is precisely in this sacred moment that I come to offer you deep and total healing, to fill that aching void with my limitless love and the holy presence of who I am. Therefore, do not be like those of old. Do not repeat their mistake by hastily departing from my presence before receiving what I long to bestow upon you. Stay with me, for I do not desire to see you stumble, nor do I want you to suffer the pain they once endured. I urgently call you to pause, to truly listen to my words until the very end, and you will discover that this is the most sacred moment of your life. It is here, in the depth of true listening, that you will recognize the immense value of abiding wholly with me. It is here that you will come to understand that I do not merely speak words of wisdom, but I offer you eternal life, genuine peace, and a joy that the world can never take away. Remember the words Jesus once spoke in Luke 10:41-42. "Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but only one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." At this very moment, I want you to be like Mary, one who chooses the better portion, which is my presence, my sacred and truthful words. Do not let the world pull you into its endless whirlwind of worries, burdens, and fruitless busyness. Instead, still your soul, place your full trust in me, and receive what I long to pour into your life with utmost humility and the deepest gratitude. I know that the road ahead is still long, still filled with challenges and storms yet to be named, but be at peace because you will never walk alone. I, the Lord your God, will always walk beside you, illuminating every step, guarding every decision, and shielding you from unnecessary harm. As long as you choose to remain here, listening with undivided attention, I myself will lead you through every dark valley and bring you into the radiant light of eternal life. So I call out to you once more, my beloved child. Persevere. Listen until my words are fully planted in your heart. Let these sacred words transform your life in ways you never imagined. This is a precious moment, a divine opportunity set apart just for you. Do not let it slip by, for the reward of your perseverance will far exceed anything you could ever envision. I love you, and I will always be here to protect you, even unto the end. My beloved child, when you devote your entire heart and mind to hearing the gentle voice that flows from the depths of my being, that is when the spiritual door begins to open wide. In that moment, you step into a sacred realm you once only dared to dream of during your loneliest hours. You have often wondered whether your sincere prayers have truly reached me. You have wrestled with the question of where I am in the storms and trials you face. But be assured of this. Right now, I am closer to you than ever before, ready to unveil my divine nature within you with clarity and living power. As you give me your full attention, I will lead you deeper into the hidden places of your heart. I will bring light to what remains shrouded in darkness. I will guide your thoughts toward a new horizon of hope. Those blurred visions, those unclear plans, those intentions that once left you uncertain and afraid, they will now be illuminated with clarity and divine strength. You will be amazed to find that the things which once seemed incomprehensible will suddenly become clear, simple, and wonderfully accessible. But I do not stop at what is visible on the surface. I long to reach deeper still, into the very places where silent wounds have lingered, into the hidden bruises your heart has carried without a sound. Those scars have caused you pain, have slowed your steps, and at times have made you lose trust in life itself and in me. My beloved child, understand this. I never touch those wounds to deepen your pain. I touch them to heal, to soothe, and to restore what has been broken and shattered within you. I know better than anyone that there have been times when your soul silently yearned for truths that the world could never offer you. In those long, sleepless nights, you asked questions, deep, aching questions that you did not dare to speak aloud to anyone but the silence within. In those moments, you felt most alone, most adrift, and yet, it was in those very moments that I was closest to you, quietly listening to every trembling breath, every unspoken plea, every sigh of your weary heart. Now I myself am here to answer every question that has weighed on your soul. But all things must unfold in their appointed time, a perfect time that I have set in motion long before you were even aware of it. And my child, that divinely appointed time is not some far-off future. It is not tomorrow. It is now, right here, in this sacred and pivotal moment. Do not waste your time searching in distant places, nor delay or hesitate any longer. For now is the moment when everything is about to become clear, and the fullness of my purpose will be revealed within you. This moment is not merely a fleeting warning. It is a powerful and urgent call, resounding from the very depths of my holy presence. It is the most fervent of invitations, the final reaching out of my heart to draw you back to where you truly belong, back to the true origin of your soul, where rest awaits, where healing begins, and where perfect peace is ready to embrace you. Remember the story of the prodigal son in the Bible, Luke 15:13-32. That son once walked away, leaving the embrace of his loving father, chasing after what he thought would satisfy the emptiness inside. But in the end, he discovered that everything he sought was meaningless and hollow. Only when he returned did he find true peace. And the father who had waited at the doorway each day ran with open arms to welcome his beloved child home. And I, your God, am that father, standing even now, arms outstretched, waiting to welcome you back into my love. I do not want to see you drift any further from the path. I do not wish for you to suffer the same regrets that others have endured. Those who missed their moment because they were impatient, because they rushed ahead, because they did not stay to hear the fullness of what I longed to say. They now carry burdens that never should have been theirs. But I desire better for you. I long to spare you from unnecessary pain. I know the most precious thing you could ever lose is your sacred connection with me, the very source of your strength, your joy, and your eternal peace. But my child, that precious bond is still within your reach. It has not vanished. There is still a chance for you to grasp it, to protect and preserve what is most holy in your life. That is why the words you feel stirring in your heart right now, these very words, are my final call, my most urgent reminder, spoken from the depths of divine love for you. I am speaking to you now with all the sincerity and boundless love of my heart. Stay here. Fix your full attention on this word. Open wide the gates of your soul to receive the most profound and precious treasures I long to deposit into your spirit. For if you miss this moment, you may lose the very thing that matters most in your life, something that can never be found anywhere else except in the sweet and sacred presence of mine. Now, I have not come merely to soothe the wounds you've tried to hide in silence. I have not come only to gently wipe away the tears you've shed through lonely nights. No, today I come with a greater purpose, to begin an entirely new journey. A fresh chapter in your life is about to unfold, one no longer dictated by old wounds or confined by the limitations others once placed upon you. I have come to carve out a path that never existed before, a path etched by my very own hand, with power and love prepared uniquely for you. My beloved child, know this: nothing I do in your life is random. Not a single step is meaningless. This moment, the very breath you're taking now, the very words you are reading, is a moment ordained from eternity. I am not bound by time nor lost in the chaos of earthly events. Everything in me flows with purpose, designed with eternal meaning, and I have chosen this exact moment to reveal this truth to you. You have been accepted, affirmed, and commissioned. No force in the realm of darkness can undo what I have declared. No hand can close the door I have opened. When I proclaim that you are chosen, that declaration is final. It cannot be revoked by criticism or false judgment. When I say that you are mine, no one can snatch you from my hand. The very barriers that once wore you down, that caused you to fall, that made you want to give up, they are beginning to crack and break. In that breaking is the confirmation that I am intervening. I am renewing. I am releasing from heaven directly into your life. The road ahead is no longer cloaked in fog and uncertainty. I am the one redrawing the map of your life, resetting every foundational stone, leveling every pitfall, and illuminating every step with the light of truth. What once caused you to turn back will no longer have power over you. What once gave you hesitation will now become your reason to advance. For I go before you, making crooked paths straight, humbling every proud mountain, and lifting your soul from the valleys of fear. Oh, my child, do not let old failures convince you that new things are out of reach. I do not build your life upon the shattered ruins of yesterday. I am rewriting your story with the ink of grace, with the pen of hope, and upon pages crafted from promises that never run dry. Every past moment has not been wasted. On the contrary, I am weaving each one into a radiant tapestry in my hands, a testament of my presence and victory in your life. All that was once formed to harm you, the harsh words, the painful betrayals, the misunderstandings that cast you aside, I will turn them into good. I will not do so by erasing the memory, but by healing you at the root. I will cause the enemy to witness the divine reversal taking place in your life. Those who thought you would never rise again will see you walk in strength. Those who believed you were not worthy will behold the undeniable recognition of heaven being poured upon you with clarity and glory. And my beloved child, what was once stolen from you, your honor, your peace, your voice, your dreams, I will restore. But I will not simply return them as they were. I am the God of abundance. I will cause all that was lost to be restored many times over. The healing I bring will run deeper than the wounds. The joy I give will surpass the sorrow. The restoration I offer will exceed even the prayers you once dared to whisper, for it is in the deepest places of pain that I sow the seeds of grace and power. I do not come merely to patch up what's broken. I come to rebuild. I do not come to make things as they were. I come to make all things completely new. You will not return to what was, but you will step into what has never been. That which was hidden, your callings, your abilities, the doors meant for you, I will bring into the light, not in some far-off day, but in a very near moment. For I do not delay when your heart is ready, and I see it. Yes, I see your readiness growing with each passing hour. I have seen your sleepless nights, your yearning days when you longed to be led, your whispered prayers no one else heard. I have recorded every word, every tear, every time you chose forgiveness instead of retaliation, hope instead of bitterness. Now, all of it is converging into a powerful testimony. You yourself will become the evidence of what I can do with a soul that fully surrenders. Do not fix your eyes on what others have. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. You are walking a path uniquely designed for you, marked with the imprint of divine calling, bearing the seal of heaven's approval. Every step you take will carry the footprint of obedience, and every word you speak will echo with life. I am placing a new responsibility upon your shoulders, not a burden but an honor, to carry the light, to fulfill the mission, to live as one who knows to whom they belong and why they have been sent. So, my beloved, walk without doubt, stand without shame, look forward, no longer glancing back. Reach ahead, no longer hesitating, for I am the one going before you, leading you, and I will also be your steadfast protection behind you. I am not merely the one who makes a way, I am the way. I am not just the one who rewrites your story, I am the story of your life. Therefore, from this moment forward, trust without reservation that what is coming will be more glorious than what has passed. The goodness you seek is not behind you, but awaits you ahead. And I who have begun a good work in you, I will complete it to perfection. No one can stop it, no power can delay it, for I have decreed it, and when I speak, it stands firm forever. The enemy once believed that a single wave of trial would be enough to drown you. It sought every way to erase your name from the destiny written in the courts of heaven. But my child, what it did not know was this: before the foundations of the world were laid, I had already written your name in the book of life. Your name was not written with mere ink, but etched into my heart with blood and with an everlasting covenant that can never be broken. No force, not the darkness nor the fiercest storms of this life, can erase that name from my eternal memory. Oh, my beloved child, your soul has never been forgotten nor lost amidst the chaos of this world. I have seen every step you have taken, the times you were pushed aside, the moments you sighed in silence, the evenings when no one seemed to notice the weariness inside you. But even in those moments, I was there. I whispered to the heavens, "This one is mine," This is the child I have chosen, redeemed, and will raise up in the merciful record of my hand. Your life is not merely a sorrowful tale to be mourned. It is a declaration of triumph, the triumph of light over darkness, of truth over deceit, and of faithfulness over every betrayal. You are not someone who arrived too late. You are not someone who missed the appointment with grace. You are exactly where you are meant to be, at the exact time I have chosen, so that from this point forward, the glory I have placed within you will begin to shine forth and reach every corner. Do not let old wounds steal the new awareness that is being restored within you. Lift up your eyes, for I am raising your soul above the low places where the world once tried to confine you. I am restoring your dignity, not as the world defines it, but in the manner of heaven. You are no longer called by the labels that once imprisoned you: failure, weakness, insignificance. Now you are called Anointed One, Chosen Vessel, Child of the Almighty. My beloved, do not be afraid of the light that is now shining upon your life. This light has not come to expose what brings shame, but to illuminate the very character I engraved in your soul from the beginning. When the world seeks to silence your voice, I am causing it to resound. When people question your worth, I am making you a living testament to the power of divine calling. You were not created to dwell in constant fear. There is not a single moment in my plan where I intended for you to be buried under the weight of accusation or the scornful gaze of others. You were born to live in freedom, not the fleeting kind that man offers, but the eternal kind that only I can give. I have personally set you free, broken every spiritual chain, and opened a door that no one can shut. When you feel weak, it is not a sign of defeat. It is the very place where I can reveal my greatest strength. I did not choose you because you were strong. I chose you so that I might become your strength. And it is precisely through your dependence on me that you will discover you are not being overcome, but being fortified, instructed, and trained to become the victorious one you never dared to imagine. Pause and look carefully at the present moment, my child. This is not a random stop along the way. This is a turning point. This is the moment I have long awaited, and heaven has earnestly waited for you to step into it. Everything you have endured, every loss, every misunderstanding, every unfulfilled dream has not been meaningless. All of it has been woven into a garment of wisdom, endurance, and trust. And now I place this garment upon you as a sign that you are ready. I know there were times when you asked yourself, have I missed my moment? But hear me. No, you have not. No one can rob you of what I have reserved for you. I am not bound by the clocks of this world. My plans are not dependent on the timelines of others. What you thought was lost forever, I have the power to restore abundantly. The doors that seemed shut forever, I can reopen them, broader, brighter, and better. Now I am speaking clearly, in the face of every opposition, before every dark force that ever rose against you. My child will no longer be brought low. I am building a wall of protection around your soul. The arrows that once flew to wound you will break before they can even reach you. I am wrapping you in my own presence, a sacred covering that no enemy can pierce. From this moment on, no one can touch you without first confronting me. And I declare, not only to you but to all creation, that you are mine. Not as a temporary position, not as an object to be kept aside, but as my precious child, the delight of my heart. I rejoice in your existence. I do not regret forming you. On the contrary, I am pleased simply by your presence, and I will not cease until you walk fully in everything I have destined for your life. Therefore, my child, do not walk as one begging for favor. Walk as one who has already been approved. Do not live as though you've been cast out. Live as one carrying the glory of heaven. Do not speak like one seeking validation. Speak as one who has already been affirmed by the Most High. This is no longer a season of mere preparation. This is the time to act. This is no longer a time for questioning. This is the moment for trusting and moving forward. My beloved, those who opposed you, those forces that thought they had buried you in oblivion, who celebrated as though they had ended your journey, never realized that in what seemed to be your darkest hour, I was silently laying the foundation for a glorious resurrection. When everything appeared to collapse, that was precisely the moment I began rebuilding you upon a foundation more unshakable than ever before. Not with the materials that are visible to human eyes, but with my faithfulness, with the unchanging loyalty of the one who called you by your name. They could not comprehend that the very place where you were once cast down, where your tears soaked the soil of suffering, would become the very place where the power of life would break forth, rising like a mighty stream in the barren wilderness. They do not see what I see, that the place which once tried to drown you will become the ground that lifts you up, and the stage of your humiliation will be transformed into the platform where my glory is publicly revealed. Those who once mocked you, turned away from you, and dismissed your worth, these same ones will stand as witnesses to your restoration. A restoration not born of human effort, but of my undeniable divine intervention. I do not remain silent forever. The time has come for me to show clear evidence that I have always been with you. I held your hand in the darkness, and now I will lead you visibly in the daylight. My light will shine upon you so brightly that no one will be able to deny the calling I have placed upon your life. You do not need to shout to prove yourself. You do not need to fight to be recognized. My grace upon your life will speak on your behalf. My nearness, no longer a fleeting feeling but a steadfast reality, will be a shield surrounding you. Though storms may rise and enemies may rage, what I have covered, no one can touch. It is my power that will uphold you when your feet grow weary, when your spirit feels faint, and when you can no longer stand on your own. I am the Holy One, and my nature does not change. Now that very nature will be revealed through your life, not to exalt you, but so that all may know that the Most High is at work through the very person they once dismissed. While the enemy plots destruction, I, long before the schemes even begin, have already ordained the way of deliverance. I am not startled by the strategies of darkness. I am not caught off guard by betrayal or deceit, for I am the all-knowing one, the one who sees ahead and the one who acts at precisely the right moment. And remember this, the battles you are facing, whether in your mind, your soul, or your surroundings, are not yours alone. They are mine, and I have never known defeat. No enemy that has ever risen against me has remained standing. No force that dared to defy me has ever prevailed. I do not need tangible weapons to conquer, for my very word is a sharpened sword, and my breath is a tempest that drives back the darkness. When I rise, all of heaven shifts. And if I am for you, who can be against you? The fire you are walking through is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to refine you. I did not cast you into the flames to punish you, but to transform you. That fire does not come from condemnation, but from the loving intention of a Father who longs to see you shine like purified gold. Within every trial you face, there is a higher purpose that the naked eye cannot see. It is to bring you forth with a renewed nature, a strengthened spirit, and a faith that cannot be shaken. I do not merely wish to heal your wounds. I desire to birth power from them. The very place where you once hurt will become the place from which you bring healing to others. What the enemy intended to use for destruction, I will turn into a stage for my glory. The losses that once drew tears from your soul will now be met not just with compensation, but with abundance, overflowing, and more than enough. I am the Lord your God, not merely the restorer, but the multiplier. The dreams that seem to fade into oblivion, I will revive them with colors more vivid than before. The doors that appeared forever closed, I will swing open into greater expanse. And you, who once thought yourself to be just a leftover piece of life, will become the harvester in the season I am now unfolding. I have not forgotten what you've been through. Every tear, every whispered prayer, every time you chose forgiveness over retaliation, every moment you obeyed even when it hurt. All of it has risen like holy incense into the spiritual realm. And now I am opening the heavens to pour out divine compensation upon your life. Do not fear what is coming. Open your heart. Be ready to receive. For when I say I will restore, I do not merely mean to return what was lost. I mean to reestablish it with greater quality, with higher purpose, and with unmistakable power. And all will see it. Not just you, but everyone around you will witness it, and they will be unable to deny. Truly, God is with this one. So, my child, do not shrink back. Do not retreat because of slander. Do not let ridicule silence you. The enemy once sought to destroy your voice, but I am now infusing that voice with new strength. I am placing a sword upon your tongue, fire within your heart, and holiness upon your steps. Every word you speak, every place you set your feet, every work you undertake will carry the mark of a heavenly commissioning. And remember this well, my child. This is not the time to hide, not the time to slip into the shadows. This is the time to rise, to step forward, to lift high the lamp that has been ignited through your life's journey. This is the moment I have long awaited, to demonstrate my power through you. My beloved, open wide your heart and prepare to receive what I am about to do. For what you are about to step into is not merely a new chapter, it is a divine season, a season of glorious recompense. Not a shallow comfort, but a deep, clear, and righteous restoration straight from my hand, the hand that saw every loss, every unseen pain, every sacrifice you made without recognition. This moment is not random. It is a divine milestone marked on the eternal calendar I wrote before the foundation of time. You are not stepping into it by your own strength, but by the quiet, steady preparation I have been working in you through every seemingly silent phase. Every lack you've endured, from soul to body, from finances to relationships, is now being touched and woven into my plan of redemption. The season of struggle, of silent tears, of unanswered questions is drawing to a close. The darkness that once cloaked your path holds no power anymore. For my light now reigns. My child, the peace I am pouring out upon you is not merely a temporary stillness meant to ease your pain. It is a powerful peace from on high, a peace that surpasses all understanding, that penetrates through every resistance and dispels every storm. This peace will begin to dwell not only in the physical space around you, but deep within the sanctuary of your soul. That sacred place shall be lit by my living presence, anchored in the unshakable promises I have spoken and guarded by the invisible yet mighty protection heaven is now releasing. You are not merely entering a new season, you are stepping into a new destiny, a divine assignment, a purpose-filled agenda that I myself have already prepared. What you once thought was random, the people who passed through your life, the situations that seemed chaotic, all of it has been silently working together to form a divine tapestry for this very moment. And now, the pieces are beginning to fall into place. Those whom I have appointed, those who carry within them the breath and direction of glory, are drawing near to you. They do not come of their own will or personal opinion. They are sent by orders from the throne of heaven, carrying the exact words at the exact time, in the exact way to execute my intentions over your life. They do not come to argue or to test you. They come to help you enter the land I have promised. They are those who recognize my voice, and they have discerned that you are part of the greater plan. They will not come with judgment, but with mercy. They will not approach you with suspicion, but with eyes of deep understanding. They will bring the answers you have cried out for in tears, the doors you once believed were forever shut, and the affirmation from the heavens that declares, yes, you are the chosen one. Yes, your years of endurance have not been in vain. Yes, this is your appointed time. No darkness will be able to stop them. No barrier will be strong enough to hinder the mission they carry. They do not come only to offer external aid. They come to awaken the dormant strength within you, the gifts buried under sorrow, the dreams suffocated by disappointment, the parts of you that quietly retreated into silence. They will rise again, and once they arrive, everything will begin to move in a new rhythm, the rhythm of heaven. Very soon, you will witness with your own eyes the fulfillment of what I have spoken. These are not empty promises, not illusions born out of desperation, but tangible, visible acts of my hand. You will see transformation not only within your heart, but in your actual concrete circumstances, your finances, your work, your family, your calling, and in every area you've entrusted to me. The wall that once stood in your way, the invisible discouragements, the inexplicable limits, the wearing cycles shall collapse, not by loud clamor, but by the power of the one whose authority none can challenge. Every stone that has blocked your destiny will fall, and when that wall comes down, you will not emerge as a refugee of fate, but as an heir to the promise. Situations that once stalled will begin to shift. Delays that once disheartened you will dissolve. Doors that seemed permanently shut will begin to move. My arm, not the arm of man, is now propelling your circumstances forward. Not because you are good enough, but because I have already decreed your time has come. Not because you prayed the perfect prayer, but because I am the faithful one, and I always fulfill my word to those who love me. You will no longer have to live with the feeling of being stuck. You will no longer be trapped in those invisible cycles that once dragged you into despair. Everything will be different, not just slightly different, but radically transformed. For when I act, I do not merely patch things up. I make all things new. I do not mend with old fabric. I rebuild from the foundation. And this change will not be fleeting. It will be enduring. My child, prepare your heart. Keep your mind awake and expectant. Walk forward with a spirit wide open to what I am about to do. Stop gazing at what has been lost and begin to open your heart to what is about to be given. The words you once whispered through tears, I have not forgotten. The moments you chose to persevere when no one else understood, I have taken notice. And now it is I who will be your rewarder. Beloved one, still your soul. For I am drawing near, not with thunderous roar nor with great commotion, but with the gentle and powerful movement of my spirit approaching you quietly. My spirit does not come merely to comfort, but to unveil, to shift, and to renew. The winds of my spirit are brushing gently across your soul, carrying the breath of a new season. This is not wishful thinking. This is a reality from on high, drawing you closer into the orbit of destiny I appointed for you since before time began. You once sighed through days that seemed to offer no way out. You felt as though every door had been closed, every opportunity had passed, and all that remained was a fragile hope you clung to with trembling hands. But I tell you, your waiting has not been in vain. Even in the dry and silent pause, I have been working, deeply silently, like roots digging deeper in the earth when the ground above remains parched. Your spiritual life has been growing steadily, not with noise, but with steadfastness. My goodness toward you is not a passing whim, but a preordained intent rooted in eternal love. I am now opening new opportunities. I am not merely shifting circumstances around you. I am softening hearts, stirring the souls of those who will play a role in your journey, expanding understanding and compassion even from places you never expected to receive anything. Those who once stood indifferent will be stirred. Those who once rejected you will seek you again. And I am the one orchestrating every step of this divine unfolding. You are not adrift in some random current of life. On the contrary, I have placed you precisely where you are, at the right place, at the right time, in the right position, not only to receive my promise, but to become a carrier of what I am giving to a world starving for true life. Though you have waited long, and though at times you feared the promise had faded, the truth remains. Everything I have spoken over you is still intact, never diluted, never canceled. Time may change human hearts, but it cannot erase me. The words I have spoken about you still stand firm, like a pillar in the storm, like a lamp burning bright in the night. Now I call you, not with pressure, but with a deep and tender invitation. Stay near me, for it is in that nearness that you will not only hear my words, but witness them become living reality. I do not speak in vain. Every word that proceeds from my mouth carries the power to create. When I speak, it shall come to pass. When I promise, it shall arrive. And when you are near me, you will be the first to feel the wondrous shift rising from within and flowing outward. You have fallen before. You have been exhausted to the point of breaking. But this time will be different. This time you will not collapse. This time you will not be swept into the same old cycle of disappointment. This time you will break through, not because you are stronger, but because I am upholding you. Not because your circumstances are easier, but because my grace is being poured out abundantly. I know you are weary. I know you once believed you had missed your moment. But the truth is, you were never forgotten. What I am doing for you will soon be revealed, clearly, unmistakably. There is a reason behind every battle you've endured. The enemy never fights against something meaningless. He doesn't wage war with such intensity unless he knows something precious is drawing near. The fierce battles you faced are proof that something great lies ahead. It is because of that greatness that darkness has tried to strangle the hope within you. But I have not allowed it to succeed, for I am your defender, and this season of opposition is coming to an end. The assaults are fading. The storm is calming. The poisonous arrows that once pierced your mind, arrows of doubt, self-blame, and discouragement, are being broken. The fear that once made you tremble is now dissolving like mist under the morning sun. I am restoring in you a steady mind, a resilient faith, and a deep awareness that you are loved, chosen, and protected. What was once vague, what once slipped through your fingers, the endless questions echoing in your heart. Why, when, where? I am clearing away that haze. I am opening your eyes to see clearly. No longer will you live with limited vision. No longer will you stumble in the dark. This is the time for you to walk with restored sight, vision from heaven, a vision that not only sees what is happening, but understands why it is happening and what is coming next. And with that vision, I give you peace. Not the fleeting peace the world gives, but peace that flows straight from my own heart. This peace will anchor you in the middle of uncertainty. It will steady your heart when everything around you shakes. It will quiet your soul even when chaos still swirls outside. More than that, I am also giving you inner strength, a power that flows from intimacy with me, a strength not drawn from muscles or sheer willpower, but from my spirit within you, the one who lifts you every time you grow weary, the one who reminds you of your purpose. And now, my beloved child, I ask only one thing: believe again. Let faith rise once more within your heart. Not vague, shallow belief, but a faith rooted in proven faithfulness. Believe that you have never been outside my sight or reach. Believe that even when you don't see, I am working. Even when you don't hear, I am speaking. Even when you haven't arrived yet, I've already gone ahead to make the way. Believe that I am still the God of miracles, not only in the pages of ancient scripture, but in your life today. I am still the one who makes a way where there is none. I am still the one who brings water from the rock and provides bread in the wilderness. I am still the one who changes hearts, reverses circumstances, and resurrects what seemed long dead. And what I do is not only for your deliverance, but so that my name may be glorified. I am moving quietly but with great power to preserve your peace. There are many things I do not let you see right away because I am shielding your mind from burdens too heavy to carry. But when the time is right, I will unveil, I will lead, I will reveal with clarity. And in that moment, you will understand that every second of my silence was preparation for something far greater than you could ever imagine. My beloved child, there is a resilient power flowing through the spiritual veins within you, stronger than anything you have ever realized. You may think of yourself as weak, merely trying to survive each passing day. But I say to you, you are not merely surviving, you are overcoming. You are not just enduring, you are quietly triumphing, because within you lies a force that does not come from man, but from my very life, the one who lives in you and works through you. Therefore, my child, do not let the silence of your circumstances cause you to doubt the strength within. Be still for a moment and listen to the sacred rhythm of your soul. What you sense is not weakness. It is endurance, shaped by faith, molded through trials, and forged in seasons of quiet obedience when no one else was watching. You have endured much. You have overcome much. You have remained steadfast, even when your strength was gone. And that was not because you were strong enough, but because my grace has carried you step by step. Speak that truth. Do not let it remain buried in silence. Declare it with your own voice. Proclaim it, not just in your prayers, but into the very atmosphere around you. Let the sound of faith echo amid the noise of doubt and anxiety. Announce to the heavens, to the earth, and to the lurking enemy, I am not defeated, I am not forgotten, I am established by the Almighty, and He lives in me. Whenever the darkness whispers words of condemnation, confront it with certainty. Whenever anxiety tries to creep into your thoughts, push it back with my promises. You lack nothing, not courage, not wisdom, not provision for the new season ahead. For I myself am everything you need, and I dwell within you now more vividly than ever before. You are not alone on this journey, my child. You carry my nearness, not merely as a feeling, but as a spiritual reality. I am not just walking beside you, I am living within you. And because I dwell within you, you carry a supernatural capacity, not to boast, but to stand firm, to overcome, to fulfill what I have appointed you to do. The limitations that once held you back can no longer bind you. My truth is rising louder than the lies the enemy once planted in your heart, and that very truth is transforming you from the inside out. But in order to enter into the new, you must release the old. I know there are memories you would rather not revisit, failures you have tried to bury, mistakes that still sting when you remember them. But hear me, my child, you are no longer defined by those things. I have wiped every accusation clean, erased every record that stood against you. In my hands are no longer the pages of judgment, but a new vision where you are restored, equipped, and committed. Do not continue living in the prison of what once was. The door is already open. You need only to step out. I do not look at you with eyes of condemnation, but with the gaze of a father who sees the divine potential in his beloved child. I have washed you. I have made you clean. And now I am calling you to step out of the shadows of regret into the light of hope, where something new is beginning to grow. That very thing, the newness that is quietly sprouting within your heart, is the sign that I am moving. You may not yet see any visible change outwardly. It may still be silent. But inwardly, in the deep places of your soul, new life is being formed. It may not be revealed yet, no one may see it yet, but it is stirring, steadily, powerfully, and right on time. Every word I have spoken does not return void. Every seed I have planted within you will bloom in its appointed season. And now that season of growth is beginning. The breath of my spirit is stirring the sprouts of life within you. From there, dreams that once seemed lifeless will be revived. Ideas once dismissed will be reignited. Gifts and capacities once buried under the weight of doubt will begin to re-emerge. I am not merely sparking something new. I am breathing life into it, so that you will not only carry it, but nourish it and bring forth fruit in abundance. But that is not all. I am doing far more than you have asked or imagined. I am orchestrating divine appointments, people you have never met, connections you could never manufacture, doors that once seemed firmly shut. All are being brought into alignment at the right time, with the right people in the right circumstances. Not through your striving, but through the miraculous intervention of the Most High. I am providing for you not merely with money or physical resources, but with clarity, guidance, courage, and the inner strength your soul has longed for. And the miracle is this: you don't have to understand everything to begin. You simply need to believe. Believe that I am the one working. Believe that with each step you take, I will light the way. Believe that even if you cannot yet see the whole path, my light is sufficient for each step ahead. There are answers you have long awaited with tears, and now I am beginning to reveal them. There were pathways that once seemed blocked, and now I am turning them around. There were decisions that left you in confusion, and now I am bringing clarity. Nothing is beyond my ability to resolve. Nothing lies outside the loving plan I have drawn for your life. So, my child, do not be afraid anymore. Do not hesitate. Do not remain seated in the shadows of the past and miss the light of the present. This is the moment you must rise, not by your own strength, but by faith in me. Walk forward as one who knows you are carrying something new, preparing for a breakthrough, standing on the edge of fulfillment. My beloved, not one moment of your silent tears has escaped my eyes. I have witnessed each drop that fell when you felt there was no one to confide in. I have seen every silent ache, every prayer you swallowed down because you had no strength to speak it aloud. You thought I was distant, but in truth, I was closer to you then than ever before. Not only to comfort, but to guard your soul from breaking. I was with you when you were depleted, but chose to give anyway. I saw the generosity in you, a generosity not born from abundance but from true love. You gave even when your own heart was tangled in wounds. You chose to trust me, even when your faith was no more than a flicker in the night. But my child, I received every whisper like a fragrant offering upon my throne. I do not despise small faith. I honor it, protect it, and grow it until it becomes unshakable strength. In those hidden moments when no one else saw, I stooped down. I placed my hand upon the deepest places of your soul, the places you dared not let anyone else touch. I did not rush you to move faster. I upheld you in silence. I healed you gently. I stirred within you a new hope, not loud, not flashy, but steady and resilient, like life quietly awakening after a long winter. And now, my child, that moment, the moment of transformation, is drawing nearer with every breath. You no longer have to drag your feet through barren land. I am breathing new life into the soil of your heart. Healing will not come merely as a temporary soothing balm. It will arrive like a rushing river, washing away every residue of past pain so that new life will spring forth from the very ground once weighed down by sorrow. What you need, rest, affirmation, provision, companionship, will no longer remain distant dreams. They are being prepared even now on their way to you. Because I am the one who knows every lack in your life before you ever utter a word. You will no longer have to scrape by each day, merely surviving in scarcity. You will be planted right in the flow of divine provision, where nothing can stop what I have destined to pour out. And then the day will come when you look back on the road you've traveled, the seemingly meaningless days, the failures, the moments of abandonment, the nights you were alone, and you will declare with profound reverence, "Only my God could have done this." For all these good things did not arise from human effort nor from luck, but from a loving hand that never lets you go, not even for a second. So, my beloved, even though so much remains unclear in my remembrance, every silent tear has been gathered into the folds of the heavens, and it is within that solitude that I have nurtured the seeds of greatness, seeds that only grow in the fertile soil of hidden places. I am transforming the spiritual atmosphere around you. The curses, the criticisms, and the doubts that the enemy once used to hinder your steps, they are being dismantled. No voice now holds the power to judge you except my own. No force can stop you once I have opened the way. And you will begin to see clearly that I am not only freeing you from old connections, but also giving you new ones. Relationships infused with the fragrance of heaven, touching your spirit, uplifting your calling, and glorifying my holy name. From this day forward, let your heart be at peace as I prune and refine. Learn to release what has passed so that your hands may be empty enough to receive the new things I am pouring out. Do not look back on old relationships as failures. See them as necessary parts of your spiritual growth. What no longer belongs to you, I will take away in love. What you truly need, I will bring to you at the right time, not too early, not too late, but in perfect precision. And the people I send to walk beside you, you will recognize them not by the loudness of their voices, but by how deeply their words echo what I have been whispering into your heart. Keep your heart tender and your mind awake. Do not let past wounds cause you to shut yourself off from the new people I am sending your way. Do not let previous losses make you doubt genuine love. Let me teach you to discern who has been sent by me and who is merely passing through. Let me teach you how to love without fear, how to trust without blindness, and how to walk in friendships joined by the Holy Spirit, not by fleeting emotions or unmet needs. My dear child, do not simply wait for me to rescue you on my own. Be ready to recognize that I often work through those around you. I will use their words to confirm what I've spoken to you in the secret place. I will use their presence to steady your weary steps. I will use their hands to lift you out of the depths. But remember, truth and peace will always be the signs. I never send chaos. I never connect you with what leads you away from your true self. The people I place in your life will not cause you to forget me, but will draw you closer to me. Therefore, my beloved, open your heart to the changes I am bringing. Rejoice when the old things pass away. Be grateful when I clear away what once cluttered your soul to make room for the new. Step into the time I have set apart for you, a time when you are no longer held back by the past, no longer scattered by voices that do not come from me, but surrounded instead by those who carry the breath of heaven, walking with you to build what is eternal and helping you fulfill the noble purpose I engraved upon your life from the very beginning. In this season, my beloved child, I call you to be vigilant with the voices you allow to echo within your heart. The world is filled with sounds that plant doubt, stir anxiety, and lead you astray. But you were not created to live in confusion or uncertainty. I formed you to walk in unwavering faith, under the guidance of truth, and in fellowship with those who also walk in the light. So be intentional. Stay close to hearts that speak life, that awaken faith, not those whose words drain your spirit and make your soul wither. There are people whose very words can dissolve fear in your heart. There are souls whose gaze and presence alone are enough to remind you that you are not alone. I have placed such people around you, not by accident, but to bring you what, in your weakness, you could not lift yourself up to receive. Therefore, do not close your heart. Do not believe that you must be strong to be worthy of love. Do not wait until you are perfect to connect with others. It is precisely in your weariness that you need most those who can speak forth the truths I have sown in your spirit. And likewise, my child, I am calling you to be a sower of life into the journey of others. Even in the moments when you feel drained, weary, or doubtful of yourself, speak words of encouragement, uplift the weary, and intercede in prayer. For you do not realize that sometimes even a gentle word from your lips can become a breath of revival in someone else's wilderness. I do not require you to have everything in order before you can give. All I need is a willing heart, and it is in the very act of giving that I will fill you. It is while you lift others up that I will be lifting you. It is when you perform even the smallest act of kindness for someone beside you that I will begin to open up something far greater on your own journey. You were not called to grow in faith alone, to heal in solitude, or to weather storms in isolation. I never intended for you to fight silently without anyone knowing your pain. I created a spiritual body, not for its members to operate independently, but so that together in unity they would form a living and powerful body. And it is in that divine connection that the flow of life will be released in fullness. My beloved, allow others to help you. Allow those I have appointed for you to speak into your life. Let them remind you of what I have once spoken when your own strength to remember is gone. Perhaps you have been hurt before when you opened your heart. Perhaps you were betrayed when you chose to share, or felt utterly alone even in the midst of a crowd. I see it all, but my child, remember this. Not everyone is like those who once caused your pain. Do not let old wounds keep you from receiving new healing. I am surrounding you now with those who are not here to judge or compare, but to love, to uplift, and to walk further with you. Give them a chance, and give yourself a chance to love and to be loved in a way that is healthy, true, and saturated with grace. In that divine connection, you will learn to keep hope alive, not a shallow, fragile hope, but a deep-rooted one, anchored in my promises, unwavering through the years, regardless of the storms that may come. You will learn to listen, not just to respond, but to truly hear my voice, the still, small voice that is both gentle and powerful, quiet yet full of transformation. You will come to see that waiting on me is not an empty delay, but a sacred space where I am silently shaping, deepening, and refining your heart. Each day, come to me not merely to speak, but to truly converse. Let those quiet moments become the wellspring of clarity. Let my words shine like a lamp in the darkness, so that you no longer walk uncertainly by emotion, but steadily by the wisdom that comes from above. Expect the turning points. Anticipate the opening of new doors. Trust that every conversation with me, no matter how small it seems, is never wasted. When you worship me, expect peace, not a peace that comes from people or circumstances, but one that flows from my very presence. There will be moments when you need not do much. Just sit still and know that I am God, the one who holds all power and every answer. You do not have to strive for me to draw near. I have never left your side, not even for a single moment. The issue is not distance, it is faith. The question is not where I am, but whether you believe I have been and still am constantly present by your side. Therefore, live as though you know I am near. Speak as though you believe I am listening. Act as though you are being led by my Spirit. Love as though you have already been healed. Hope as though a miracle is waiting just ahead. And never stop expecting, for I am the one who does exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ever ask or imagine. I am the one who turns deserts into rivers, pain into praise, and broken pieces into glory. Do not let your heart grow cold in the waiting season. Do not allow the prophetic words I have spoken over your life to feel like distant stories. Rekindle the fire within you by staying close to those who are also burning with passion for me. Seek out the community I have placed around you, a people who are called to uplift, to learn, and to grow together. Do not walk alone. Do not force yourself to carry burdens in silence. Do not collapse quietly and try to rise again on your own in exhaustion. That is not my desire for you. My desire is that you live within spiritual support, embraced by those who share the same vision, the same faith, and the same hunger for me. My child, keep your heart tender before me. Let me heal the deepest places in you. Let me use others to do what you cannot accomplish on your own. Open your heart to the community I am establishing around you, and do not reject what I am bringing into your life. When you do this, you will see more clearly than ever. True life does not flow from isolation, but from genuine spiritual connection. And through this, you will not only grow stronger, but become a life-giving source for many others. You are not abandoned. You are being lifted up. You are not forgotten. You are being divinely connected. And you do not have to trade your peace just to be accepted. I have chosen you, empowered you, covered you, and sent you forth, not alone, but as part of the living body I am raising up in the midst of this world. Now offer up to me your sincere prayer. Say these words: Lord, I bow before your presence, for you see what my eyes cannot and understand what draws near, even when my heart remains unaware. Awaken my soul that I may not slumber through the signs of testing. Widen my spiritual sight so I may not walk in blind ignorance. You have spoken that a time of difficulty is coming, and I do not want to be swept into error due to lack of discernment. Give me ears that are sensitive to your voice amid the clamor of life. Give me a heart that reveres you, to obey your call without delay. Lord, I take refuge under the shadow of your wings, where no evil can reach me. Cover me from unwise decisions, from paths that lead to harm and confusion. Guard every covenant I make, every choice, every person I come into contact with. Remove all deception, all insincere relationships, all connections not ordained by you. Make my feet firm upon the rock of your word. I do not want to walk by fleeting emotions, but by the deep leading of your Holy Spirit. Lord, I now stand in the middle of decisions whose consequences will shape the course ahead. I do not want to choose based on impulse or fleshly desires. Speak to me through silence. Lead me by signs. Guide my heart through the whispers of the Holy Spirit. Close every door that is not aligned with your will, and open only those paths that have been sanctified by your eternal wisdom. I refuse to trade away my spiritual destiny for a moment of haste. I choose what is right even when it demands sacrifice. Lord, strengthen my heart in these days of uncertainty. When doubt creeps into my mind, when trials surround me without warning, help me hold firm to faith. Strip away from me the spirit of panic and replace it with a spirit of strength and clarity. Place within me a peace that does not depend on circumstance, but flows from your presence. I do not want to be swayed by the winds of anxiety. I choose to be rooted in your word, to stand firm amid the storm, because I know you are the one who sustains my very being. Lord, today I open my heart to receive the special gift you promised. deep understanding, divine clarity, uniquely tailored for me. Let this gift bring about a transformation at the core of how I perceive everything. Beloved, if this message wrapped around your heart like a gentle embrace, if even for a moment you felt seen, known, and held, then don't let this be the last time we meet here. This space is more than a channel. It's a sacred refuge, a place where your weary soul can return again and again to be reminded of who you truly are, cherished, covered, and never alone. Subscribe now and tap the notification bell so every time your spirit needs a word, it finds one waiting. Come back weekly for more soul-deep reminders of God's love, peace, and presence. And if something today spoke directly to your heart, share it in the comments. We read every word, and you're never walking this journey alone. No matter where you are, no matter what you face, there will always be a message here to guide you, uplift you, and remind you. You are held. You are healing. You belong. So until next time, stay rooted in grace, wrapped in love, and never forget, the best is still being written. We'll be here waiting for you. Amen.